What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Jared's Books. I'm Jared, and it has been a while. I know in the last video I kind of hinted at trying to be more regular, like with a weekly video, but life happens. Work gets busy, that kind of thing. Plus, and when I do have spare time, like I said, I've been working on my own novel and trying to get that done. I'm really trying to press to get that done. So that's kind of what I've been working on, and I guess kind of reading at a different pace, a little bit more of a, like I mentioned, taking my time in books and looking to read stuff that I really wanted to read, and I found myself not really liking stuff I was reading, and uh, I took my time with the Langoliers, and even though it was a novella, I really enjoyed it, and I've gotten kind of like, I guess, ADD with the stuff that I'm currently reading. So I wanted to share three books that I'm currently reading and working on now, and see if you might want to check them out. The first is, and this one's pretty unique, and it's pretty unique how I found this book. I There's a Netflix series, or it's a documentary on Scott Skurlock in the early '90s. He was like the Hollywood bank robber, and or they called him Hollywood, and the series was called How to Rob a Bank, and it was really cool, really interesting, and I thought I thought the whole story was pretty interesting, and they said it was based on like there was a book out there, and the book is it's like a book that contains a couple different stories in it, but the main one is The End of the Dream, The Golden Boy Who Never Grew Up. And it's the story of Scott Skurlock and the Northwestern United States bank robberies and the whole story about that. And it's written by Anne Rule. And I thought the Netflix series was really cool. And then one day I was walking around Half Price Books with my wife and kids, and I'd already looked on Amazon for the book and couldn't find it through like another dealer. And then, I mean, just for shits and giggles, I went and checked the true crime section, and there it was, in pretty beat up shape. But it's not it's not going to blow you away literature, like the writing in it, but the story is really interesting. Um, so it's pretty cool. So if you like true crime, definitely check out the Netflix series. The Netflix documentary was pretty cool. And then there's a couple other stories in here. I probably won't read them. And I'm just reading this one every now and then for something to do, or if I'm waiting on my kid while she's at dance class or something like that. So I'm reading this, and it's okay right now. It's all right. I'm still working through Stephen King's Four Past Midnight. You can't go wrong with him. I'm currently reading Secret Window, Secret Garden, which was I had the movie when I was younger, and it was one of the DVDs that I always kept in kind of like background noise. It had a really cool. I guess it wasn't a cameo. He was kind of like a supporting actor with John Turturro, who I really like. He played Shooter in it, and I really liked the movie. I really liked Johnny Depp's portrayal of Mort, like kind of quirky. I thought he did a really good job with it. And so far, reading the story, I'm only a couple chapters into it. It's good. This Four Past Midnight, I'm really enjoying. I'll probably focus a little bit more on this than the true crime, just because the writing in the true crime is kind of it's lacking. It's not the best, not the best writing. It's just a cool story. It's exciting to read about. But it's not that great. But this one is good. And this was the book that the Langoliers was in. So this is for those of you that don't know. Four Past Midnight is a collection of short stories. You have the Langoliers, which I really enjoy. Check out the book review on it. I can't recommend that one enough. Probably one of my favorite Stephen King stories. Secret Window, Secret Garden, which I loved the movie, so we'll see how the book holds up. Probably going to be better, of course. The Library Policeman and Sundog, which I don't know if it says it on the back, but I know that they said Sundog was a prequel to some other one of his stories. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to sit here and try to read the book jacket or whatever or the back of it. But I did read that it's a prequel to another book, and I just can't remember it now. And then I'm also reading another book. I think that self-help books, um, you have to be very wary of. I think that if you have anxiety issues or stuff like I do, um, that you have to be very careful with them because they can make it worse. These type of books can backfire on you, because you might already be struggling with overthinking or not being able to stop thinking, and then you start reading these books about thinking, and you'll, or I, from personal experience, you could spiral into a pretty shitty place. And I don't know if it was the moon or something, a couple weeks ago. It just wasn't in the best headspace. And I picked up, I've had this one before, and I read this one before last year. And I stopped reading it because sometimes I get pretty pissed off about self help books too. We'll get to that in a minute. But it's The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And I'm about a quarter of the way through it. I like reading these, and I mean really reading them to like a chapter at a time to fully digest what they're saying, to make sure that you're fully comprehending what they're saying, and to see if I can use it or you could use it in practice. I think it's very, very important if you are reading these type of books, excuse me, that that's what you do. That you just don't read them all the way through, hoping that you're going to get the self help that you're looking for out of them, because you're not. I think you need to read them chapter at a time. You need to take some time between the chapters and kind of let it sink in. And I think these books are helpful when they're used as a practice. Actually, you should practice what the chapter or the your last reading session, what you read in them. And I have been hypercritical of them on other videos just because if you start reading or looking at some of them, a lot of them is the same shit. Um, and I think a lot of these gurus are abusing and taking advantage of people in a very vulnerable spot, and I don't like that because I've been in that spot, and when you start looking into it and you start feeling better, you get excited, so you go looking for more of that to see if you can fix. You're always trying to fix something going on, and then you realize it's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. um, but Eckhart Tolle, he does break this down in chapters based off of his own experience, and this book can help you kind of break out of a like intrusive thought loops. I think it provides tools, it provides direction on how to become aware that that is going on, and some steps that you can take to help with it. And this book can help. This book helps me, which is why I picked it up again when I was feeling not the best, probably about 3 weeks ago. So definitely check it out. If you're looking for it, it's a unique spin on it. So I would recommend this one. Um, the best one of those books, and I guess I'll show a picture of it here, and I didn't even plan on showcasing this, but we're on the subject, so fuck it. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer changed my life. I cannot recommend that book enough. If you are someone who has anxiety attacks, panic attacks, like OCD thought loops, stuff like that, um, that book, Michael Singer's book, will change your life. I'll never forget the first time I read it. I'll never forget when I finished reading it. I was in at McKinney Falls on a camping trip with my family. Kids had already gone to bed, and I was sitting with like the rest of the twilight or whatever. I know it's like magical kind of scene, but it was really great. So this one, give it a look if you are looking for some help. check out Michael Singer's The Untethered Soul. But if you want to have some fun, I'm reading this one. I'm still reading Four Past Midnight and this crazy find, the End of the Dream by Anne Rule, the Scott Scurlock story. So I'm kind of in a rut with what I want to read. Like, I just haven't found anything to really scratch the fiction itch. I guess by I'm looking at my videos now. I guess the last thing I really had that was Justin Cronin's The Ferryman, which was a recommendation by one of you guys, and that really did it. Like, it was a good book, really good story. Shoot me some recommendations. It doesn't have to be sci-fi. I actually would kind of like to get away sci-fi. I'd like to kind of get away from the horror genre for a little bit and getting into something more classic. Like, this is why I always read Travels with Charlie in Search of America by John Steinbeck, because it just washes you off with some classic literature. That's what I'm looking for, or a fun story, or a classic American story. It doesn't have to be American. Classic story. Some of the books I thought about reading Freedom by Jonathan Franzen. I know he's very famous. I know he's kind of a polarizing author with like political views and stuff like that. I don't really give a shit about politics. I try not to even pay attention to this shit. Um, so I thought about picking him up. If anybody has read any of Jonathan Franzen and you want to give me a heads up on what it's like, that'd be cool. Or some other recommendations along like I was thinking about reading Pat Conroy's uh, Prince of Tides, or I think it's called like Beach Music or something like that. I'll post a picture here because I know it's in my Amazon cart. And yeah, just looking for some more recommendations. I'm looking for something different. Maybe some nonfiction. If there's a good nonfiction, The Wager keeps getting brought up in like the book channels, and people keep talking a lot about that. So let me know your thoughts. Yeah, sorry for not posting for so long. I was kind of thinking about this whole channel and stuff, and like why I was doing it, and I wanted to, I want it to be fun, and reading is fun for me. I think it's a great outlet, and I like sharing what I think about books, and that's what I want this to be. And I'll try to post if I can every week, and if I can't post every week, well, sorry. And we'll just see what happens. Shoot me your book recommendations. Check out some of the ones that I'm reading. Check out the Netflix documentary if you like the true crime. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Keep reading. Talk soon.